If someone spent every day in their life telling you that you're a failure, you will never do it, why you even try, I think you would stay as far as possible from that person. But you know, what if the most toxic person in your life is the voice in your own head? I usually used to think that self-sabotage is going to be something dramatic, like ruining your life, maybe destroying your opportunities. But the real self-sabotage is actually very quiet. It's almost invisible in our daily life. And sometimes it looks just like waiting for the motivation, for the perfect moment, for approval for someone else. You know those days when you tell yourself, hey, I'll just start tomorrow. I'll do it, but later. But then weeks becomes months, months become ages, and we never make this change. And I think we all know that there's this voice in our heads that actually never shuts up. And every mistake that we do, it starts just to make some comments. Like, see, I told you, why you even try? I know you will be embarrassed. They will laugh at you. And so on. All those horrible scenarios we do in our heads. And of course, after a while, hearing this voice, we start to believe that this is true. But here comes the strangest part, is that this voice is not trying to hurt us or to destroy us. At least not intentionally. This voice is trying to protect us, because if we never try, we will never fail. We will not feel sad. We will not feel embarrassed. We will not feel hurt. Same if you never chase your dreams, you will never have a chance to be disappointed. You will never have a chance to feel pain or lose something. So this voice is just trying to protect our peace. But once you try to accept this hard truth about our brain, it becomes a bit simpler, because our brain doesn't care about our potential or our ambitions. It just cares about survival. And this is something normal. This is how humanity survived for centuries, for years. And for most of the time, survival just means familiarity. Even if your current life feels unhappy and miserable, your brain still prefers it because it's predictable, and predictable often means safe. And this is why changes feel so terrifying, because it's something new, because it's something unpredictable that our brain doesn't figure it out yet. And the thing is that the more we listen to this voice, the stronger it becomes, the stronger is our belief. We think that this is true, this is who we are. So instead of saying, I'm afraid, we say, okay, this is just who I am. But it's not true. And so we convince ourselves that we are not confident, we are not creative, we are not musicians, we cannot do sport, we cannot start business because that's who we are. But that's not true. It's just the voice in our head that year and year and year had told us some things that we started to believe as the truth. And one day I realized something strange. Just because I hear this voice in my head, it doesn't mean it's true. Let's take it to a stupid level. If I think about myself that I'm a banana, I'm not turning into a banana right now, because it's just a thought in my head that exists only in my head. It doesn't exist in real life. But once you start questioning those thoughts that appear in your head, you start to notice that sometimes those thoughts are really random. And most of them you can just skip and don't even pay attention to them. And I'm not saying that I don't hear this voice in my head anymore. Of course I do. I'm just like the other people. The thing that changed for me and make my life more easier, pleasant and happy is that I stopped taking this voice as the final verdict for me. It's like just having a conversation with your friend. Yes, you can listen to their opinion, you can check if it fits you, but the decision is still yours. And I will not lie, this voice will never disappear. There still will be the days when it will tell you that you're a loser, you will fail. But the greatest part about all of that is that you can listen to this voice and still do the thing. Remember your last situation when you heard this voice in your head, when you were afraid that you will fail or you will embarrass yourself. In the end, how it all went? I suppose it was okay after all. It's just how our human brain works. We are wired to look for dangerous situations. Even if the lion doesn't hunt for us anymore, we are looking for dangerous situations in modern world. And those dangerous situations usually looks like a presentation, a new job opportunity. And yes, those are not dangerous in the direct way to us, but our brain perceives them as the real threat, so he starts feeding us those thoughts. The voice in our head becomes stronger. But I'll tell you a little secret. Every successful person in this world also hears this voice. The only difference is that they don't let this voice to decide their life, their decisions. They make their own rules. They listen to this voice, they analyze it, but they still do the thing. So if there's one thing I want you to take from this video, is that next time you hear this voice in your head, just tell it to shut up. And see you in the next one.